What up guys, this is Kong and back again today. Today I'm going to be talking about Megalo Box. I started watching this episode, I watched the first 4 episodes. First 3 episodes I didn't do any review because I want to see where it goes. And there was other anime that I had to do too, and I didn't really have quite the time. So now that Darling and Friends is done, the season is done, Dragon Ball Z is done, so I'm gonna do this anime, this show. So I'm gonna talk about season 1, episode 4 of Megalo Box. So basically, I'm gonna the gist of what happened so far is that Joe and his partner in crime, I guess his partner or his teammate, is in this situation that his partner and him owe the mob some money, basically, and they need to pay off the mob. And in order to do so, they need to go to a Megalo Box. They need to fight the #1 boxers. Basically, that's what they need to do. To fight the #1 boxer and win it, so they can pay off the mob, and then the mob will also make a lot more money, get a lot more money from the fight, basically. So, and Joe and his teammate train boxing and whatnot, and they met these scrappy kids, that are, they're out there living by themselves. They're stray kids, they're homeless, not homeless, but they're stray kids, and they live on the street, So one of the kids tagged along with Joe and the partners. So in this episode, Joe had to fight one of his opponents. He's like Sharkhead or whatever. And Joe had no mechanical suit, no mechanical arm assistant at all. So he really had to rely on his experience. He had to rely on the teaching that he learned, his footwork and whatnot. And he got punched by his opponent, and it put him into that fear mode. He's like, shit, like he's shaking, he's like unsure if he can really do this without having the mechanical suit, which is understandable because once you become so used to something, and if you lose it, you're unsure of how to use it or how to beat your opponent with, which is quite understandable. Because something that gave you a great help, now you lost it, and you have to beat an opponent who is probably twice as strong as you with the assistance of mechanical arm, or extension arm, I should say. So it really gave him that, that put him that fear, and he questioned himself, which is understandable because a lot of us really question ourselves sometimes, and he really questioned. And the way they showed him questioning it was like him walking on water and slipping in water, or sinking in water. I thought that was a really well portrayal of being fear and sinking and drowning. And I thought that captured really well. And psychologically for Joe, it's like, shit, I'm really drowning. I really can't beat this guy. And the kid comes in, he snapped his partner, his trainer out of it, and he's like, okay, this is what you should do, when it all goes down, do the punch. And Joe did, he did his classic move, play around, have him follow him, do the punches and stuff. Do the punches when his opponent is open, and he knocked the fuck out of that dude. He won the fight. And what I love about that is what I like about this fight in particular is that Joe did it without the assistance of any mechanical help. So that in a sense, Joe is relying on the fundamental of boxing. Because in any sports, You have to know the fundamentals in order to excel, achieve where you need to go. So I thought that was really great because he showed that he can be his opponent without any mechanical assistance. So when you can prove that you can be your opponent without any mechanical assistance, you are a worthy opponent. You truly master your boxing foundations. You understand how to fight in the ring. So I like that. And also show that he beat a couple more guys. And then there is the next fight where Joe have to fight. We found out that we have to fight Joe's trainers, his former partner, you could say. So we will get to see how that goes down and how it turned out, and see if that partner, that boxer, the other boxer would know his Joe's partner's teaching. See how the fight really goes down, because we will get to see two fighters, two boxers who is taught by the same teachers. See who will come on top, the current boxer or the past students. See who would be a better fighter, because the older fighters, the other fighter who obviously will have more experience in boxing, where Joe is he's kind of fresh, he's kind of new to the game. And yes, he's been boxing, but he haven't developed that deep knowledge of boxing, and we'll see. Will Joe's motivation and passion for boxing will thrust him forward and beat the opponent? We will see. And also, one last thing. The girl who owned the Megalo Box, she is pissed. Not pissed, but she is frustrated that Joe had moved up. Because she understands, in my eyes, I understand that she realized that shit, this kid might come up. That this kid might fight her main guy, her main boxers, because he's climbing up the ladder. He's working his ass off. So she is kind of scared for her legacy, for her boxer, for her company. So to her, there is some stake for the girl, for the ladies. So I was like, yeah, I like to see that. I like to see more of her backstory. I like to see her how she became to being. I like to see how she met her main boxer and how she built her company, that sort of thing. I hope we get to see more of that character development. But this is only episode 4, so we have more to come. Overall, I really like this episode because it's really light, humor. It's really serious about the boxings and whatnot. It had the classic, pair out the match, fights and whatnot. So I really enjoyed it. I really do. I enjoyed it. So again, guys, please like, thumbs up, share, subscribe to my channel, and browse my channel. Alright, guys, I have a lot of content from there for you guys. Check it out. I have like over 300. Check it out. I know that other YouTube have thousands, so please check it out. Maybe you'll find some really useful information, useful or unique review there for you guys. And again, press that bell button. It helps me, and it helps you know that I upload a video for you guys. Okay? And most importantly, I want to thank you so much for your time to watching my anime review of the Megalo Box, Season 1, Episode 4. Take it, guys. Bye-bye.